Hey guys, I want to record a video separate from what I'm going to upload tomorrow based on the chapter 7 lecture on love. And just really quickly talk to you guys about the changes that are being done. I know I've been sending a lot of emails and Blackboard announcements, and it might be confusing, so I just want to have like this one video of me verbally explaining some things that have been changed, and maybe like email to one student and not really explain to everybody. So this could be kind of everything here since all these changes. So I hope everyone is safe and healthy. And if God forbid anybody is dealing with any COVID health issues, whether it's you personally or a family member, which I really hope not, feel free, email me, let me know. All right, so if you're gonna be looking through something with me, let us look at the amended syllabus together, which is on Blackboard. And it's like amended like that. All right, so one thing I want to point out is I feel like it's like the first day of class when we go and explain the syllabuses together. One thing I want to point out is I've realized a lot of students have been emailing me at jj.cuny.edu. I personally hate that email, and I know in the beginning of the semester I was like, oh, you could do my Gmail if you want some kind of prompt response, but I want to ask you guys to just email me on my jjprofrod Gmail, not only because it comes to my phone, which I always have, like my John Jay email I have to sign into my computer. Now with all these changes, my department, sociology department, my bosses at John Jay, my supervisors all emailing me at that email, and it's so many emails that you guys are getting lost in it, and it takes me a really long time to not only just sign in and get there, but to just respond to your emails. So please, email me at Gmail. And I know sometimes you just forget. You do email me at jjcuny. I might just take me a little bit to answer you guys. So I went through this whole thing yesterday of emails, and I felt really bad that some people I didn't answer your emails for a little bit. Another thing, all right, so that's that. I put also in the big red letters, do not email my faculty email, which is Jove Rodriguez at JJ, because I can't even access that at all. So that's in big red letters. So if you've emailed me at that email, go back and look if you have, and then resend that to another one. So obviously our class has been scheduled from Mondays and Wednesdays at 5:55 to 7:10. What I'm doing is, instead of doing like, okay, let's meet and have a Zoom every Monday and Wednesday at 5:55, just my life here in my house is not gonna allow that. Just now I had to restart this video a million times because my daughter wanted me to come downstairs and tell me she farted. So just to save that, I'm gonna try to do a 1-hour video lecture based on the chapter that is due that week and submit it and upload it once a week. That's what I've been working on. The only problem is that it's not really a problem. Well, yeah, the only problem with that is that I sometimes go over an hour, because rightfully so, it is 2 days of lectures in one video. So I am going over, so are you going to sit down to me for an hour, over an hour? Yeah, you're going to have to. This is taking in place of you sitting in class twice a week for an hour and 15 minutes. So please just do that. It's going to be on YouTube. I know you guys are home, put it when you're in, cooking, in the shower, whatever it is. But play it. Cause, I'm supposed to be lecturing you guys, and I'm not doing the Zoom live stuff. So I'm trusting you guys to watch these videos. If you want to speak to me and have some kind of, I'll do like a Zoom one-on-one conference with you. I did that for the first time on my job today, and I felt like, wow, I probably could have done this with my class because it was a lot of us in one Zoom meeting, but it still wasn't 36 of us, but still. But anyway, whatever. I don't want to add another change to everything I've already changed. So anyway, but if you do want to speak to me one-on-one, I'll give you email me, I'll give you my number, we can call, or we can do like a Zoom, Skype, I'll FaceTime. All right. So if somebody wants to have a one-on-one meeting, and there's something from the papers that you have questions about, grades, if am I going to pass the class, I'll do that with you. All right, let's look. So John Jay course description. This course will continue to blah, blah, blah. Everything stays the same. So a requirement about a Netflix account. So I put that a Netflix account is required because we are going to watch a Netflix movie. This is a movie that I was going to play in the class. And it's crazy to me that this class, we didn't get to watch one video together. We didn't get to watch the the CNN Battle of the Sexes. We didn't get to watch Raised Without a Gender, and now we're gonna not be able to watch One of Us. Those like my I love watching videos with my students and then having a discussion about it, and it's just like we weren't able to do that. But anyway, so we are gonna have one more kind of like mandatory viewing movie, which is gonna be One of Us on Netflix. If anyone hasn't seen it, about the Hasidic community, and I put it as mandatory, but if you don't have it, I'm not going to make you guys get a Netflix. But if you're able to maybe borrow somebody's for an hour or whatever, or if you, just can do it for 1 month, then please do so. If not, don't stress. I will then contact me and let me know you can't you can't do it, and then I'll work with you as another way that you can access the what the video is. But other than that video's, watch that video. Everything's listed on the syllabus as when it's due. So even though it might be due like 2 weeks from now, if you want to lay back and chill, watch it now, take some notes, that's something that you could do whenever you want. All right, so the YouTube videos, this channel which I made, it looks like you guys are getting the hang of, you guys are young, you guys get it, you guys get the hang of got my Red Bull, cheers. You guys are getting the hang of, you made an account, commenting, a lot of the comments. I saw some of you guys commented like real in-depth comments, which I'm happy about, although that wasn't mandatory for the gender video. But it was fine. So email, I asked you guys if you have some kind of like weird username, I'm not gonna know who you are, put it on Blackboard. I also see some people have done that. And I also asked if you guys can maybe put a photo of yourself. I want to put a face to your names. Honestly, even without time in class, I was still learning a lot of your guys' names. So if you could put a face to the name. All right, so that's the chapter. So let me read this out loud. So the syllabus says online lecture via YouTube, chapter blank. Then that is the chapter you should have read by the time that lecture is up, and comment on the lecture on. You are then expected to complete whatever assignment, discussion board post, quiz by 6 o'clock that day. Then listen to my lecture and review the PowerPoint and participate in the comments by answering the questions in that video. You then have the rest of the week to finish the next chapter and whatever is due by that next Wednesday. So I don't know if that's clear. I did put up an announcement today clarifying even more. So just think of it like the way we were coming class, right? Every Wednesday I had a discussion board post that was due based on that week's readings. So this was me basically making sure that, that whole week you did your reading, had your reading done by Wednesday, the chapter done by Wednesday, enough where you are able to now answer a question and come into class able to discuss this topic that I'm going to lecture you guys on. So instead of you now coming into class after submitting a discussion board post and us talking about it, I'm going to then have a video like this pop up, and I might be 20 minutes into the video where I'm going to be like, so what do you guys think? Do you think that, people only fall in love because of their social, settings, blah, blah. And that's when you answer those questions. Now I know the tricks. I know people are going to try to do. I know people are going to try to not watch my videos. People are going to try to fast forward and catch a question. You're going to read the other answers in the comments and, try to answer a question based on that. Some people might ask each other, give me a time spot. And, I know the tricks. I'm not that far off from when I was in school myself. And I say do that at your own risk. I could tell. I know the difference between students who do the reading. I know the difference between students who are actually listening to what I'm saying. I know the students who try to take shortcuts and do things quick and easy. Similar with your papers and discussion board posts. Like, I know the tricks. I've attempted them when I was in school, and it always is harder work than actually doing the work, I've always found. What I also would add on to that is, although you have until, it's like tomorrow, boom, chapter 7 lecture goes up, right? So now this week you have a discussion board post due based on chapter 7. So tomorrow that's due, and then right when that last due is, that due time is, the video is going to go up on that lecture. That is when you are then expected to watch my video, and whatever questions and discussions I have in the video, you're going to comment. And then if you're the first person to comment and I say, email, make a comment on somebody else's thing, come back and do it later. I know I'm going to get questions like that. I said comment on different people, don't comment on the same student. Of course, there's going to be a time when it's going to be a bunch of people and all, everybody's been answered, or not enough people have answered. Everybody's waiting till next week, last minute. Okay. Just do the best you can with the rules that I put up. And the difference between the comments on the videos and the discussion board posts is that those are two different completely grades. Your discussion board posts and your quizzes are 25% of your grade. Your participation is another 25% of your grade. Discussion board posts are not able to be made up. I was pretty lenient the past few weeks because of the situation. You guys be patient with me with your grading, and I'm being patient with you with your late submissions. But now it's like, okay, we're getting the hang of this. You have to submit your discussion board post on time. So tomorrow they are due at 11:59 p.m. I do realize that there's been a little bit discrepancy with me being on like the Wednesdays, like 5:55, 6 p.m., 5:55, 6 p.m. I'll change everything back to 6 p.m. just to give you those extra 5 minutes. But yeah, so no more late discussion board submissions. If something happens, something crashes, whatever, email it to me. I'll consider, like if it's like, okay, it's 6:01, okay, but I can't take any more late submissions because now the lectures are going to go up, and you could have possibly just opened up the PowerPoint, got the answer, because I literally put the discussion board question on the PowerPoints and then go over answers. I mean, it's not fair to the people who did it on time. So that's that. So that's the difference of the discussion board post versus the comments under the videos. That's more of like what do you think kind of thing, and me bringing up something that might not even be in the book. I could just be like, okay, well, what are the chances of this, and then bring up like Kim Kardashian, and you know what I mean. So and then talking to somebody, disagreeing, etc. And then the difference with those is that you can submit a late comment on the YouTube videos. So it's not like next week at a certain point the comments on the video are going to close and you can't do it again. I know things are going to happen. I know that you're not going to maybe have an hour and a half to sit there and listen to me lecture. So if it comes to a point that you just find yourself 2-3 weeks behind, like I personally was this week on everything in my life, and you need to go back and watch a bunch of videos and comment on a bunch of comments, go ahead. But you're not going to get full credit for like participation for that. So late comments on that will give you credit for some kind of participation, but not full. The people who will be getting full credit for that part of your participation, because that counts as technically your attendance, are the people who comment within that first week, something analytical, something critical, something thoughtful, something that shows that you both listened to what I was saying in the video and also read what was in the book, right? It's like these two things, like, were you listening to me and did you do the book reading? And not something that's just like, well, yeah, I agree, I think that people should be able to marry who they want. Okay, prove to me, prove to me that you're paying attention, that you were reading. Be as detailed and as obnoxiously as obvious as you can. No, you don't need to cite or anything, as long as you're not directly quoting the author. Okay, and I'm sorry for people who are just like kind of, I feel like there's some people who this is so obvious to, and you're just like, obviously, like, why is she going over this so detailed? But there are people who are emailing me, asking me these questions that I feel like is sometimes obvious and people don't. So I have to do this to then someone can't later on say when they get like a 65 on their participation grade, well, you didn't tell me. Okay, let's see what else. All right, so the amended course schedule as of week 9. So week 9, which just finished last week, was sexuality. I always feel more guilty than I actually should about skipping chapters, because I feel like students care way more than they probably actually do. So like I had my video lecture for gender, and then I think I like left off some things towards the end. And what I usually do with what I was planning on doing with those two, if you realize the PowerPoint combines those two chapters of gender and sexuality, and obviously as we learned from your discussion board post, they are two different things, but I like to combine the chapters in lecture, because although they are two different things, they're highly related. So that's why I like to combine them. But because of all this moving around, that one's kind of being skipped. And if there's anybody who, you know, read it and there's something specifically of interest, because I mean, you did answer a discussion board question on it. It was a question on sexuality was on your quiz. If anybody wants a really in-depth, you know, whole lecture video on on chapter 6, sexuality, let me know and I'll do another one for that. I really just planned on like kind of going over the main points from that chapter that's going to be on your final. So in relation to gender, and once you guys get the question on your quiz, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or was it a discussion board post, whatever. So just think of like this week as the week we're kind of starting fresh with chapter 7, and we're going forth from there. All right, so this week is week 10, so which is going to be based on chapter 7, love and romantic relationships, which you guys remember, like one of the first days of class, that was like my little joke, like, oh, okay, and we're going to talk about love. So yeah, so on the syllabus, it was supposed to be Wednesday, April 1st, but as we know, everything changed. So because of the recalibration or whatever. So everything for week 10 is due tomorrow, Thursday at 11:59 p.m. I figure since we don't have a real set time for class, I'll just give you the whole day to do this. So tomorrow you have a discussion board post based on chapter 7 due. I had some students email me that the question is kind of confusing. It's not. If you read the whole chapter, there's a very specific part of the chapter where Cohen like reiterates my entire question very specifically and lists 3 specific points with 3 relating to other chapters. So once you get to that point, it'll be very obvious. So you have that discussion board post and you have a quiz due. This quiz is, I'm going to mark 18 minutes because I wanted people to realize that this is important. This quiz is not only like, okay, quick review of things that we've learned, but also you to start getting used to and I'm going to give at least 2 more quizzes. You getting used to taking tests online, because your final is going to be just like that. Random true or false, multiple choice, fill in the blank. I feel like somebody's listening to me. It's going to be just like that. So I don't want the final exam I didn't want to do the final exam and then it's some people's first time doing a quiz on Blackboard, a test on Blackboard. I want you to be familiar. I want your computer to be charged. You know, I don't want your final, you cannot take your final exam and then email me that something happened and expect me to allow you to take that test again. Like, use these quizzes as your trial and error for that final exam, please. That's why I hate giving final exams online. Like, all my colleagues would be like, just give it on Blackboard. They grade it for you. You don't have to do any grading. I'm like, no, because there's always the student that something happens and then magically something happens and they're the ones who get like this perfect score. And like, not that I don't trust you guys, but I know the tricks. I know the lies. Like, I know. So just please use these quizzes as they're coming as your trial and error for what your final's gonna be like, okay? You know, like it's gonna be timed. The answers are gonna be automatically submitted once the time is up. You know, like those the way the quiz is gonna be. You're gonna the answers are gonna switch around, the multiple choice, and the questions are gonna switch around. So you don't tell your friend I did question 4 and got A, because that person's question 4 might not be your question 4. It's another thing. So that's that. Okay, so the quiz, and I feel like this quiz is really easy, and this is like a review of the chapters that I would have done in class, like I did for you guys for 1 and 2. So we're gonna do at least like 2 more of these for the upcoming chapters, so just keep that noted. Tell me what you guys think about it, because I thought it was really easy, but that's me. All right, so that's it. So a quiz and discussion board post, and also note that the quiz, what was it, like 7 questions, 20 minutes? And even though the quiz is due at the end of the day, 11:59, don't start the quiz at 11:30 p.m., right? You don't want to do that. Give yourself ample time to both submit the quiz on time and submit the discussion board on time. Okay. So that. And then that's it. So that's basically what you have to do. So and then boom. So then after the quiz and the discussion board is up at 12 a.m., you have a whole week to watch my video that I'm recording, that I've recorded right now, and comment, and then boom, all over again. While comment that, read chapter 8. So like that time on Monday that you would otherwise be in class, use that hour to do your reading, discussion board, and then next week only discussion board is due. And then so forth. The syllabus looks pretty accurate as follows. Oh, okay, assignment 3. I think I'm going to do a separate video for assignment 3 while also commenting on your papers. I think I only have like 5 more papers left. So let me, I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to record a video reiterating the same way I did with paper 2, explaining what to do for paper 3, and explaining what was wrong with a lot of people's paper 2 and what not to do again. All right, so I think I covered a lot of the syllabus. Final exam May 20th, test online. Let me just really quick read the page that's in all blue, which I put on the syllabus a bunch of changes. Everything still applies with the obvious exceptions, such we cannot account for participation and attendance, which is your comments. So your comments based on my YouTube lectures will count as participation and attendance. So if for some reason you didn't comment on my week 11 video, that's like you being absent. And you know what I mean? So, FYI. I understand the hesitance in class, but since you're online, I expect everyone to have an easier time to say something. The videos will remain available all semester, but I expect you to do the following to guarantee 100 in that class participation category. Read the chapter that's due, answer the discussion board post, or complete any other assignment, watch, listen to my lecture, review the PowerPoints before, during, or after my lecture, and comment on the following. Answer or address at minimum one specific question I asked in the video, that's mandatory. Comment or respond to someone else's comment, that's also mandatory. So 2 things are mandatory. And then give your opinion on anything else I discussed, and share anything you feel that relates to that week's topic. There is no word minimum. So just, like I explained there. So there's no word minimum, but it's just, I'm gonna, because I could put a word minimum of like 200 words, and then I have like 200 crappy words that someone's like repeating themselves. So, you guys know what I'm looking for. And you guys know what I mean when I talk about, just fill up space answers to just get it done, and you think the credit matters more than the actual effort, where in my case it doesn't. And that's it. Subscribe to my channel, comment down below, because I'm gonna might do random things like this where it might not be a video, like a review and things like that, and I want you guys to just get alerted. So let's test this out. This is my first kind of random video. After this, the video for either chapter 7 will be up or the assignments, because assignment 3 is posted. Read assignment 3. When you're doing your readings for the next few weeks, start thinking about what it is that you're going to want to write about. So go underneath assignments right now and read it. It's like something like good about family, something bad about family. I'll explain more what I mean by that. All right, 25 minutes. Sorry, is this too long? And again, if anybody wants like a one-on-one conference with me, I will do that. All right, thank you guys. I will see you in a little bit because I'm making another video. All right, thanks. Peace.